Hi everyone, let's talk about the Juice Up today. A few things about the Juice Up. Number one, I have been waiting for a very long time for them because they were stuck in Chicago Customs for over a month. So when they finally came, I think there was a mix of buildup and then also I started to feel very annoyed by this product. I didn't, do very much research before I ordered it. I was just like, oh great, new thing, get it. But once it arrived, there were some things about it that truly were very cool. So one of them is the tip of the Pilot Juice is not like the conical tip of the regular juice. This Juice Up tip is more of a needle nose tip like the High-Tech C. So let me compare them for you. And what Frank kind of pointed out was he feels like the tip is really almost a hybrid tip. Like it starts out kind of conical and then ends up into a more needle point. So let me kind of show you. We've got the Juice, the High-Tech C, and then the Juice Up. Now, I am not, I haven't done any like scientific evaluation, but just based on writing with it a little bit and swatching, this tip does feel stronger than the High-Tech C, which kind of makes sense because you have a longer, thinner tip here, and so maybe it feels a little more loosey-goosey, whereas this one felt a little stronger. So that's kind of what I wanted to point out about the tip size. Another thing I found really thrilling about the Juice Up are the colors. So let me swatch them for you here. Now, I find the Juice Up colors, if you compare them to the High-Tech C colors, to be more earthy. They're not the same at all. So let me start swatching here for you. Just if I compare the brown, the High-Tech C come out brighter to me, whereas like I said, the Juice Up, I would describe them as earthy. See, let's do the violets. Same thing here. I'll bring this closer. So here we have, these are all Pilot ink colors. And you can see the Juice Up is not as, I would say, bright as the High-Tech C. I prefer the Juice Up colors. I find them to be a little easier on the eyes, if that makes sense. I've showed you the two shades of Original Juice, and you can see the Juice Up brown is closer to the Juice Coffee brown. So if you liked that darker brown, and the brighter brown, which I think G2 calls caramel. Really, you have 4 different shades of brown here, which is pretty cool, especially if you like the brown ink like me. And then for the violet, these are all called Violet by Pilot, but they're quite different. And I really like the Juice Up Violet. Hopefully it's showing up on camera, but in person, it's just a little more, it's a little less bright, I would say. The High-Tech C shades, to me, look like they have a little bit of red added. Hopefully that doesn't come across as an exaggeration. Let me show you the pink, because it's the same kind of thing. You get this really bright pink in the High-Tech C. And then when you are swatching the juice, it's, the Juice Up, it's just a little easier on the eyes, if that makes sense. And I would much rather use that Juice Up shade personally, but that's just a personal preference, obviously. So that, maybe I'll also compare the orange for you. And this is the so here you go. Here's more comparison colors. And you can just pause it if you wanted a more in-depth comparison of those colors right now. But I really feel like in a lot of cases, the High-Tech C, the shade looks a little more red, at least in person, if that makes sense. But I'm beyond thrilled with the Juice Up. The color being one reason, the strong conical point hybrid tip being the other. So other things to mention about the Pilot Juice Up are they've done a little bit more weight toward the bottom. The bottom is a little bit more weighted. It's not like an exaggerated feeling or anything, but this gives you a smoother writing experience. The grip is very comfortable. It's like soft, but not too slick. Does that, because have you ever had those grips that just, they'll slick? This is just comfortable and not too slick, but soft. So the Juice Up in these standard colors with this great black barrel, they come in 10 different colors and they're available in 2 different tip sizes, 0.3 or 0.4. I really like the 0.4. 0.3 are really, I would say, are reserved for people who want really fine pens, very intentionally want fine pens, maybe for their small planner spaces and things like that. So again, the standard pens, 10 different colors, 2 different sizes, 0.3 and 0.4. You can also get these 10 color sets, so you can buy them individually or in the set. And more available in the line are the metallics and the pastels. Now I've seen some people on Instagram calling these metallics pearl. I don't know where they're getting that from. None of the, the pen itself, none of the information on it is saying anything about pearl. Maybe that's just a way some people would describe them. I find them to be nice and metallic. And then the pastels too. So what's really cool about these is they come in 0.4. So if you're comparing them to the Pilot Juice metallics and pastels, those come in 0.5. In fact, I can't think of another pastel or metallic pen that we have come across that comes in a 0.4 or finer. I think 0.5 is generally as fine as you see them. So if you're looking for a finer metallic or pastel that writes real boldly on black especially, would be very cool, then these are awesome. And let me go get black paper to swatch those. So this right here is a new Pilot black paper. The pads come in 2 different versions. There's the reporter style. They're called Black Note. There's the reporter style that has plain black paper. And then there is the sidebound style that has a dot grid, silver dot grid, and it's really cool. So here I just wanted to show you, I have swatched the pastels, and you can also see these swatches on our website. But really smooth and really fine and really bold. And then here are the metallics. And And I can't say enough good things about the Juice Up. I really did not expect to like them as much as I did. So I'm pretty thrilled with them. I think that I would reach for a Juice Up over a High-Tech C, which probably sounds sacrilegious to some people. And I feel like they are a little bit better quality than your Juice. So I think it's a nicer pen. It's a very attractive pen. I really cannot say enough good things about them. Let me also show you the dot version of this notebook because I think a lot of people would really like the grid. Especially I'm practicing brush lettering, and I'll have a whole video about that coming out soon. But when I practice my brush lettering, I really like grid, and I like to use my metallic brush pens by Kudetake. So I have been using the grid one. And here is the grid version. And of course, both of these are available on our site. So you can see just some samples here. I'm pretty sure this is the new Clip Neon that I've used on here. And this is like a chalk marker that I've used here. I just wanted to, I was just testing out like how different pens looked on this paper. But again, I really like the metallic brush pens by Kudetake. I filled a whole notebook practicing my brush lettering with that. So yeah, so I highly recommend these too. I'll put a link below. And just really good quality black paper notebooks by Pilot Japan. And they really were designed to use these pens. So that's a really cool pairing. As I've already mentioned, the pastels and the metallics come in 0.4, but you can also get these singly or in 6 color sets. So you can kind of pick and choose what you like there. The Juice Up ink is an aqueous ink, meaning it's a water-based ink, water-based pigment ink, and it's both light resistant and water resistant. So it makes a pen that is really going to be friendly to most of the activities that you would want to do with it. If you have any questions about the Juice Up, please email me or leave a question comment below, and I can't wait to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.